What's up, Mark?
Not much.
It is freaking 20 degrees. It's snowing. I'm bored to piss. And we're going to do a show. I mean, that's how this usually goes. So I'm glad that I can get you on here, though, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, sometimes I try, but I feel like that I wait like way too far in and then try to get somebody to come on. But yeah, I'm glad that you're on. I'll try to get Rambo. Maybe Rambo will see it at some point too, like, and he'll come.
He
on
might
as well.
pop in.
I sent him the link, so he's got it. But
Cool.
I don't know, man. Like, I was sitting here. It's like too cold to fucking function and do anything. And I'm still waiting on a bunch of new movies to come in because I've watched pretty much like all the newer stuff that I've got. So I was like, well, what the hell? Let's just do a stream.
It's always a good time.
Yeah. And there's news, there's hilarious news, there's sad news, and there's hilarious news. And it's a great combination of all those things that we're going to talk about today.
We might have one more surprise guest.
Yeah. They'll definitely, probably be a surprise. At least one more. Yeah. But for now, I guess let's talk about some of this news. I don't know if you saw this, Mark, or not. I hadn't seen it until like right before I got on the show. But apparently, Tisa Pharo, who most people that watch this show would probably know from Zombie, passed away. And she was in two classic films that I love. Both of these films, they're both insane though. And it's so weird that she picked these films. I've always wondered about that too, because of, Mia Farrow's career and then her sister, Tisa Pharo. She picked Zombie and Anthropophagus as like the two films to be in. And then she just disappeared. I guess after Anthropophagus, she was just kind of like, man, like, this is fucking crazy. I can't do this.
What a career defining, like, two films to have on your resume.
Exactly. It's like, those are the two films. Like, and your sister's like a big Hollywood, big name movie star. And like, I don't know. I feel like I would have fired her agent. I think she should have just moved on and fired her agent.
Oh man. No, I didn't hear about her passing. That's really unfortunate. What was it? Was it just
well, apparently apparently Mia Farrow posted something yesterday that she passed away in her sleep on January the 10th. She was a nurse apparently after, and I had known that for a long time because it seems like we tried to get an interview with her at one point. And we had known about that. And so, yeah, I mean, she completely walked away from all that, which I can't say that was a bad decision. I mean, considering the type of work that she was getting at that time. Those movies are cult classics now, but I'm sure at that time people were like, especially Anthropophagus, man. There's a scene in that movie where I'm sure I find it hard to believe she even knew that was going to be in the movie. And she probably saw it like after it came out. She's like, well, I'm going to go be a fucking nurse now. Joe D'Amato, you
imagine reading the script.
I know.
Oh man.
Yeah, that scene, like, there's a lot of movies, and I talked about this when we did the tour of Italy. There's a lot of movies out there that claim, like, all right, now this is the one that goes all the way. This is the one that delivers and doesn't hold back. That movie is really that movie. Like, if there ever was a movie that goes all the way,
oh yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that one, and definitely Ebola syndrome. That one's still pretty high up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I still can't believe some of the stuff that happens in that.
Just scene after scene of depravity and carnage. That's great.
I don't know if you saw this, but they released recently Absurd, which is another Joe D'Amato movie. I think it was 88 Films released it. And
4K?
I wish. No, it's the Blu-ray, but it's like, there's something about it, like, I can't remember how it's different, but it's some different version than what's been released, but I don't know. Anyway, I've got the fucking comments completely off. I probably should check and see who's in here.
Oh, yeah.
So, to everybody that has joined us. I appreciate it. We've got Holiday Styles, Jackson Jack, Kentucky Tater, Peter Sweller, of course. Black Peter's in here. Alex.
It's a new one.
Yeah. Alex Movie Collector. Alan Stanley, Dick Fitzwell, X-Ray Punch, Chips Regardless, Jason B from Delirium Magazine, Red, the mayor. Did I already say the mayor? I don't know if it is. Lawn Furniture. Jesus, Lawn Furniture's in here. Long time on that one. Let's see. So I'll start answering something. There's already some questions in here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Most people are freezing their ass off, which is understandable. I think that may be one of the funniest moments, like in any stream that we've done yet, because I completely was not expecting that.
And we do it live.
Yeah. Between Adam Green coming to Scarefest and Eli Roth coming to Whorehound, what do you think Deputy ladder match with first? I don't have any interest in fucking around with Adam Green whatsoever. I have an interest in meeting Eli Roth for sure, just for the novelty and for the shirt that's going to come out of it. But I have zero interest in Adam Green.
What the hell has he been up to in the last 5 or even 10 years? Other than Hatchet
doing
stuff.
those horror 100 lists. That's all I'm seeing. Where he shows up every now and then.
Yeah.
The 10 scariest whatever assholes of all time. I don't know. I think he kind of he wore out those Hatchet movies. That last one was just awful, man.
Mm-hmm.
It looked awful in terms of the budget and everything. It just looked cheap, and the effects were cheap, and there was no story. And I think after that, people were just all right. Fucking.
What's funny is I remember when that came out and everybody said, this is the best one. It's a return to form.
Is it though?
No.
It's a return. No.
It looks so damn cheap. And I remember the third one not looking too good, but I don't think he directed that one.
That one, the second and the third one at least had some really memorable kill scenes. Which is what those movies are about. The last one, which was just Victor Crowley, I think, really didn't. It had it, and everything looked so bad. All the gore effects looked really, really bad. Especially when you look at stuff like Terrifier 2 now.
Right.
And what Damien Leone's doing with that stuff. And then it's you go back and look at that movie. No.
Yeah. I mean, that was all he really had in that first one. I mean, Buechler's effects those were the money shots. That's what you watched it for.
Yep.
But then you go beyond that, and then it really goes downhill from there, from that first film. Not to say that the first one is a masterpiece or anything.
I mean, it kind of is as compared to the last one.
Well, yeah, in comparison.
What up, Vander Hoff? What up, Artificial Flavor? That's why I do these. I'm glad that you needed this, because I needed this, because I was going to lose my friggin' mind. Cabin Fever for real, not the shitty Eli Roth movie. What's up, McCord? Super Batman nerd. What happened last night is that just shit, life happened. I got on there, and then a bunch of stuff started happening. The kids wanted to watch something, and then they wanted to play and stuff like that, and I just didn't get around to doing it. They had Dana, and I'm trying to remember who all was on there. It was Dana and Jay, and I don't think you were on there, Super Batman, but somebody else, TJ maybe, did a watch along for Intruder, which I love.
Yeah, I think I saw the thumbnail for that. Yeah,
that's probably one of my favorite slasher films.
Oh yeah, really fun.
I thought I was going to be able to come in there, but I did not. What up, Peter Sweller, buddy? Yep, that's exactly what's going on there. I am off work tomorrow, so that's why I'm doing this. Yeah. let's see. You may know this one, Mark. I don't know this one. What are your thoughts on Neon City with Michael Ironside and Vanity? I really enjoyed it. It's a great, solid action film and great action scenes to come out on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard things, so I'll probably check that out. Actually, speaking of Kino, I did get something in from Kino. Hold on.
Oh,
it's one of the greatest action films ever. It was a must buy for me in 4K, and Uncle Bill, you need to get it too.
What is it? I'm curious now.
Hold on, I'm gonna, if I can get it out of this box.
The suspense.
Hold on.
Sorry, this is Keeler though, real quick. Is Jay Reel's nutsack the surprise guest? No. It's not a surprise anymore. He just shows up a lot of times now.
His sack's gonna have his own stream.
Yeah.
The epic.
Oh.
If you don't have this, what are you doing?
They took his face off.
That's right.
Yeah. Castor Troy.
That's the best.
How could I forget? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Nicolas Cage is really like unhinged in that movie, and I enjoy
that's the reason to watch, man.
Yeah.
I think the part, if there are any bad spots for me, it's the fact that they make him the good guy like halfway through. So he's not as unhinged, but that first half of the movie, he's just going nuts. So
I love that too, where he's like dressed as the priest or whatever, just flailing around. Yeah. One of the best parts of the whole movie.
Feeling up that hot young chick in the choir.
X-Ray Punch says, and this is maybe true, T was in more watchable films than me. No shit.
That's fair judgment.
Is a surprise guest David Gregory? No, I wish.
He's busy. He's at a convention.
Here it comes. Get ready.
They made it.
I'm here for a little while because just took some NyQuil, and I do have to work tomorrow, so I'll hang out for about an hour or so. Try to
take you some NyQuil, side.
I took me some NyQuil, be because I could snow all night long and not be disturbed.
Did you get a new mic, CK? Sound really good, dude.
No, this is old mics, isn't they, Uncle Bill? They're very old mics.
Yeah, these mics are 20 years old at least.
Well, here's the weird thing. Now, if anybody's interested, they sent me one of these big bad boys for review back a few months ago. And to be honest with you, I like the ones that we're using better than this one. This is like a $300 Stellar X3, which if anybody's interested, half price, $150, boy.
Buy it now.
Plus shipping. Because it's just sitting here and I'm probably not going to use it. But
how about half off deal for the patrons?
That is half off. It was $300.
Okay.
Yeah. It was $300.
I want $75 for it, buddy.
And also, these are going to be debuting on Patreon too. The new boggies for winter. Keep your head warm.
Nice.
And Mark knows if it's cold out, man, you got to have something on your fucking head. That's the worst. Like I don't even get cold, but yeah, I can't do it.
You got to
have a hat, a boggy, or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's -8 here, so
he told me that. I was like, what the fuck?
You don't have anything on, you are fucked.
Yeah, I can imagine. That is cold.
Is a surprise guest going to be David Gregory on here? Are we going to get him on here?
No! No. You can tell though, Uncle Bill, you're the weather is getting rough out, man. What's it like here in Eastern Kentucky? I don't know if it's like the old fiber optic cables or whatever the hell they're using. When the temperature goes down, the internet really gets shitty. It's like laggy and slow and stuttering and everything. So
it's very true. The colder it gets.
Yeah, your quality has dipped quite a bit during the stream, UB.
Really?
Yeah.
You
Jesus.
still sound okay. It's just that your video's like pixelated a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't think there's much I can do about it. It's just fucking.
It's Eastern Kentucky. What do you expect?
The Martin way of life.
Now, is there any truth though to rumor? Have you guys heard about David Gordon Green possibly directing the new Scream movie?
No, I I checked that as soon as I saw it. I don't see anything about that. That's just got to be one of the best troll jobs ever.
That would be hilarious if that's true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love the picture of that, but yeah, no, I don't think that's happening. It wouldn't surprise me though, to be honest. Like, if he didn't pick that up,
He's doing what was it? What movie did Garrett say he was doing?
Yeah, he's got 2 other projects in the work. I can't even remember what the hell they are now.
Nutcracker. That's it.
oh god,
Yeah. The Nutcracker, yeah. David Gordon Green should be directing Traffic at best. I don't even know if she'd be doing that.
I
I mean, they'll get somebody else for Deceiver. It's bound to happen. I mean, they've already sunk too much money in. They'll get another Yes Man director to come in.
He did see it.
Oh,
I hear like
Where-
you're ready for the defreeze, waiting for my balls not to turn ice cubes, and then all of a sudden it's like, God damn it, where are you at? I'm like, like what 1 or 2 hours ago? I didn't know. I was busy.
Look,
getting ready for
motherfucker, that's
half
how
an hour
that's how I
ago.
do things. Like, I just fucking just out of nowhere contact you about 30
Get
minutes
ready.
before something.
Getting ready for 20-degree weather in Texas. I'm ready for shut down and everything. That's like igloo over here in Texas. Getting ready for the defreeze. Warming my balls with a warm pad. So, come on now. So what's up?
We're talking about David Gordon
Just
Green.
shooting the shit.
He is basically.
Oh, David Gordon Green, he's a schmuck. It makes sense he's that directing. He did a crappy job. Big surprise. Probably go. I would not be surprised if that film goes to streaming. I don't know if they would pay the money to put in theaters again. Why would they? I know they spent a lot, but they don't lose more. They put that sequel in theaters. I would think.
Well, yeah, for sure. Because like of a trilogy, always the first in the trilogy is always going to make the most money, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. If they already paid all that money, they already paid it out, didn't they? Like, what do they have to lose? They have to like make something. Because fuck.
Yeah.
$300 million or
Yeah.
whatever.
That was a
Yeah,
dumb
but aren't
move
they?
to-
Wouldn't they be paying more to put in theaters and stuff? Wouldn't they still be paying even more money?
I guess the promotion and advertising and stuff like that, would be
marketing costs,
insane. But I don't know. They got to figure out something to do with
Well, I
make
mean,
their money back.
The movie itself is going to be at least another 30 million. But are you going to spend that kind of money and then just do it direct to streaming or whatever? I don't know. Like, what would be the promotion behind that? You just throw it out there. You could easily. What I would do. Get one of these independent filmmakers, Damian Rugna. Somebody mentioned When Evil Lurks, the guy that did that. Give him $2 million to make a new, and I wouldn't have it anything to do with the first fucking Exorcist movie. Just do your own thing, man. Make an Exorcist movie. Make people sick. Do something that's going to offend the hell out of people. Word will spread. Right? You only got $2 million invested in it. Even if you don't release it theatrically, see it uncut. What the mainstream media does not want you to see is streaming now. Buckle up.
I don't know what the hell they could do now, though. They really can't like offend anybody. So it's like, I mean, There's no way they could even do the shit they did in the original Exorcist now.
Not in theaters, but if you did it direct to streaming, you probably could.
Yeah. Can they make that amount of money back and just doing streaming? I guess they can. Fuck. I mean, nobody really goes to the theater now that I think about
Well,
it.
I mean, they're not really spending as much money, so they're just spending $2 million, give them a $2 million budget. I mean, it did worth a shot.
You know who could direct it though? Like you said, it would be Rob. I'm not joking when I say I think if Rob Zombie directed it, it would make a ton of money.
Here's the thing about Rob Zombie.
God awful, but
Now,
he has like a built-in fan base.
He has a devoted fan base that loves everything that he's ever done. They'll go to lengths to defend him. It's like he's their Jesus or something. So
even the Munsters?
Well, not as many
Did
people.
people like that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many, but some
people did. Yeah. When I was at that convention, people were walking by telling Jeff Daniel Phillips, "Oh, the movie's fucking killer. It's the best." I'm like, no, it wasn't. Like, just keep walking. Don't say anything.
But did it make any money?
They must have been trying to shine ass or something with him.
I have no idea how stream revenues work, so I don't know.
It debuted what they had the Blu-ray out the same day though. Garrett bought the Blu-ray. I saw it in his collection. I made fun of him a little bit. Buying it.
Yeah.
I think The Munsters is probably his worst movie.
I don't know. 3 from Hell is pretty fucking bad.
Right, but The Munsters just didn't it wasn't even really a movie. It didn't have there wasn't really a plot going on there. It was just ridiculousness after ridiculous.
A loosely connected bit of scenes put together for 90 minutes. That's been all outtakes, just jammed together.
Speaking of which, somebody brought up Skinamarink. Speaking of a loosely
oh damn, ain't we talked about that movie enough? Well, seriously.
No, apparently not. No. People want us to continue to talk about
here's what me and Uncle Bill need to do. We can do this both. We can film it and just edit it together ourselves. Do an Eastern Kentucky Skinamarink. Like it could be from a trailer park. You could see like the trailer ceiling. You could have you could hear a husband smacking his wife around or something. Like, God damn you, bitch. Get to the store, buy me some beer. Right.
Uh-huh.
Then you could play
good old rinky dink.
Yeah. The hillbilly version. Trailer Marink. There you go. God damn you.
I feel like Gary's probably high a lot. Little known to us.
Every once in a while, you need to have like some voice in the background go, you know what I mean, Vern? Just quietly. You know what I mean, Vern?
They'll be watching like stuff like Gomer Pyle and the Andy Griffith Show and all that. Which I love the Andy Griffith Show. I'm just saying, that's a staple in Appalachia.
That's true. Most people are saying they turned off the Munsters. I did too. I've never made it all the way through that movie.
Mama's Family's another one. Yeah, X-Ray's got it.
Oh, yeah.
You know something else that was oddly popular at one time was Benny Hill.
Yeah,
that was immensely popular in this area. What's up, Preminator? Let's see. There's a bunch of questions back up here. This is a good one. Recently commented about Black Christmas having the hottest ensemble of female actors, but what about the Night of the Demons remake?
Hashtag Big Bitty True.
I'm struggling to remember who was in that besides Tiffany Shepard.
Bobby Sue Luther.
Bobby Sue.
Shannon Elizabeth. Monica Keena.
My God.
Yeah.
There's one more.
That's a good bunch there too, Bulls.
Oh yeah.
Got you. Paid comment here, Bulls. Don't crap on me.
From Paintsville.
Skinny Marine.
Living on a houseboat at Paintsville Lake, Bulls.
That's right.
Skinny Marine. Why do you think though, Mark? I don't know if we've talked about Black Christmas altogether, the '06 movie, which I mean, I don't hate it. I don't love it either.
Mm-hmm.
But like it should have for sure had a US Blu-ray release by this point. What in the hell's holding it up, do you think?
I have no idea. I mean, that one's kind of a winner for a release. I would think people would jump on that.
That's got Scream Factory written all over it. That movie does for sure. 4K.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If not one of even what is it called? They just did this for unlawful entry, which, by the way, that's on Scream Factory's site. If anybody wants to grab
$30.
I saw that's the only thing that held me back from getting it. But
I like that movie. I don't think I like it that much.
That's not a $30 title, man. Like that's one of the new things I guess the new owners started doing a lot of, and they're doing it too much. It's starting to bite them in the ass because there's a lot of them that still have well over 1,000 copies left. It's been on there for a long time.
The exclusive Scream Factory exclusives. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same JJ Gems, who I've never seen that name on here before. That was actually like who would watch it. My grandparents would watch it, like let me watch it. I don't know why. It's basically just sexual harassment with a soundtrack, but I love that show.
How much is the Scream Factory though? You're paying like $29.99. How much is the shipping usually? Like, is it $6 or $7?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Think about that now. Just a basic Blu-ray release, no special features or anything. $37.
Too much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Way too much. I mean, that who knows? That Black Christmas release could be on their slate for this year. I mean, they don't have a whole hell of a lot coming out.
What they're doing is, though, by putting that limited number on it, they know how many of the people that collect Scream Factories, collectors mentality, they've got.
Very true.
It's a form of mental illness. It really is. I mean, some of these people, because they know that they'll for sure buy it. They have to. It's a Scream Factory title. Right.
What the fuck's wrong with that kid's mouth?
That is the question of the. I've always wondered that too. It looks like he fucking took a hatchet like right to the mouth or something. I don't know the answer to that question, but that is one of the most distracting things in any film that I've ever tried to watch is that kid's mouth.
I never want to watch that movie again, ever.
No. Not just that, but like it's so stupid that they've got him running around with a polo mallet. Like that's not a threatening weapon. It's just not. Like I know it's in the book. I don't give a shit. It's just not a good choice of weapon, man. It's like running around with a fucking badminton racket.
I've only seen that like one time.
Not scary.
Now, is it Tim Matheson in that or who?
It's
Steven Weber.
Wings.
Steven Weber.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those guys.
And Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah.
It's the kid that kills it though. Like it probably would have been okay had they gotten any other kid. Those topiary animals that come to life. That's true. I forgot about that.
Out of Edward Scissorhands.
And honestly, like Mick Garris has the opposite of the Midas touch. Like everything he touches turns to shit.
Very true.
Sorry, Mick Garris. Yeah, there's a couple of slight exceptions, like Psycho 4, Critters 2's okay. He had another one that was all right. What was it, Uncle Bill? What was some more he did?
He did The Stand, which I always liked.
Yeah. The Stand's.
Now Sleepwalkers is fucking stupid.
Hey,
hey, hey, Mark, listen.
Look,
that's the next 4K to come out, by the way, I'm sure.
Probably.
Let's do this one.
That'd be so killer. Here's my only question about Sleepwalkers. You can say whatever else you want to about that movie, okay? What police officer do you know drives around with a fucking cat? That's all I want to know. Have you ever in your life seen that?
Look,
no. Some of these small towns could. They could.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's a small town. Anything's possible.
You see a lot of people carrying it, like whole little lap dogs and shit. Uncle Bill does all the time. He takes it in Walmart with him.
I love my dog. That's what I'm saying though. The point I'm making is that police officers have dogs and stuff, right? But you've never seen a police. Because what fucking sense would that make, really? Like, they have to get out, leave the fucking cat in there, like anything in the world can happen. But the only reason it has that cat, he has that cat, is for that one scene in that movie. So when the thing comes up, you know, the cat scares it off. It's like, come on, man. Like, you could have written something better than that shit. Mick Garris.
Now, you guys were just doing Masters of Horror. What do
Yeah.
you think about his episodes?
Chocolate. I actually really like that just because he made like, I mean, fuck it. Henry Thomas, man, he was right into that role. Getting boned by the Asian dude in front of his kid.
While he's paralyzed. Yeah.
What?
He was just taking it. He was-
Yeah.
It's like,
What? What?
Fucking
Yeah,
man.
I watched that recently. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's, I mean, honestly, that's kind of disturbing.
You don't have to revisit
I mean,
that,
that's a
Rambo.
disturbing thought. Can you imagine, like, being
I've never
paralyzed and
seen
being
it.
butt humped? That's a pretty disturbing thought. There's a scene.
He
in
railed
it-
an Asian guy?
No, okay. So,
While he was-
like,
He got
like,
real.
He railed an Asian.
yeah. There's a scene,
Asian hate.
I don't know how to explain this. He just keeps having these like flashbacks, or I don't know if they're flashbacks per se, but he can see from like another person's perspective, right? And when he does that, he goes into like a seizure. So there's it's one scene because he's seeing through a woman's eyes where like he is like sees himself getting
and
raped.
feels it.
Yeah,
by
he
this-
feels what
yeah,
she
and
feels.
feels it by this. And then right as that's happening, his kid, who's like what, eight
Yeah,
to 9, walks in,
that was the best part.
and he's like, "Ah,"
Oh God.
fucking all seized up.
Give it to me.
It's like the worst. It's like if the entity was made by an idiot. That's what that would have been like.
Chocolate Bulls. It's chocolate.
Did he do
episode.
the E? Did he do the ET? Ouch! Ouch!
I wish. This is not a bad idea. A top 10 like tier show or list
Weird
show for
looking
weird looking actors. Michael Berryman, the girl from Hereditary, Daniel Harrison Hatchet, Derek Mears. Who else?
Clint
That
Howard's
little kid
always
that's-
got a weird look. I just watched that Tix 4K the other day.
Oh, I wish I'd have got that now when it was on sale.
I got it.
That little kid from Near Dark that's also in the Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Hanna when he was a kid.
Christian. Right. That one.
Dude, seriously, look that guy up now. He looks just like Christian Hanna. It's fucking disturbing. Joshua Miller or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm just getting caught up on some of these comments. Maybe it's a drug sniffing cat. Yeah.
Could be. They could have trained it. Yeah.
LA Jewel says that his kids hate it when he gets boned by Asian dudes. Oh,
Holy shit. Somebody messaged me this and I was like, holy shit, she was still alive. Joyce Randolph, who was in the original Honeymooners, passed away.
I saw that
today.
too.
She was almost 100 years old.
Oh. Up for the weird actors list, Roach from People Under the Stairs. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, Sean Whalen. Yeah, he's always had a weird look.
John Dart from Champagne Bullets.
That kid in Street 5 that puked on Fred.
Yes.
That was a very weird looking kid.
That's very true.
Yeah. He was in a couple movies around that time period. Did you mention Hammerhead?
No, I didn't mention Hammerhead yet, but you're right.
She is kind of weird looking. Mia Goth's kind of weird looking too.
Mia Goth's apparently a bitch. Did you hear that news? She's like,
Yeah.
how do you think that went, CK?
I don't want you to complain about me. I'll kick the fuck out of your head, I will.
She's like a Cockney.
What's
fucking
even better though is this dude's
rugby player.
this guy's real name. James. His name was James. I think Ryan sent me the message on it. I was like, wouldn't that be killer if his name was James? And I clicked on it and the dude's name was James. James.
Wouldn't it be killer if like Mia Goth was seriously like that? She's like a hard ass. She's like just a fucking rugby playing kind of like, hard ass in her personal life. I'll whip your ice, I will.
Oh shit. Can she not grow eyebrows, or does she shave her eyebrows?
She has eyebrows, but her eyebrows are like blonde. I looked this up. I don't know why.
You ever notice like
see him.
Bobby Lashley tattoos his eyebrows on? Have you ever noticed that?
I did not notice.
No.
Yeah, look next time you're watching, like it's kind of disturbing. I don't know what the deal is with that, because he had real eyebrows at one time. Just easier if you shave them off.
She kicked an extra in the face on the set of Max saying, "Get your ass away from me." Don't you know I'm meeting off?
You little baby. I kicked you there, James.
You dare talk to me that
Come
way.
here, chicken leg.
Anyway.
I love that movie, by the way. It was just so fucking odd. Like it was just... And fucking Alexander Skarsgård, that motherfucker lucks out in every movie he's in. Like he's got some, well, they're weird looking women, but they're kind of hot too.
Nobody better ever try to jerk me off while I'm pissing though. That's fucking crazy.
Might become your new favorite pastime, Uncle Bill. You never
here's
know.
the problem with that. You can't piss if you're like stimulated. You know what I mean? Like that's an impossibility.
But
like,
right
afterwards,
afterwards,
or something.
Right afterwards.
Have you tried? How do you know that it doesn't work then? If you haven't tried it.
Not to get into
it's like a switch. It's like a
I know
switch.
It's not really that possible unless what are you gonna do? Piss up on the fucking wall? You have to do a handstand to get your dick in the toilet, man.
But if you piss right afterwards, it looks like a bubble bath in the toilet. Ever noticed that?
That's right. This has gone off the rails quicker than I thought.
We've never talked about that on the show before. I'm pretty sure.
You have now?
No, I don't think that. I think that's a new one. Let's see here. Something about me preferring Blumpkins.
Have you ever pooped while you're eating, Uncle Bill?
Have I ever? No. What the fuck kind of question? What do you got? Like a fucking tuna sandwich in there on the shitter?
L.A. Jewel.
How does that work?
Yeah. Get you a bucket of KFC and just sit in there.
It's quicker that way. Something tells me that Mia Goth has jerked a dude off while he's pissing in her real personal life. I feel like that was something that she put in there.
Yeah, she just threw that out there.
Yeah, that was just improv. Yeah.
What I like though is the shot, like of the ground, right, and the splat. They had to show that too. He felt the need to show the wad of semen just splattering on the ground.
That's art. You can't tell me it's not.
I just think part of me thinks that's fucking killer that he fucking got away with that, and people in a movie theater saw it. Oh,
you know, that people's like, God, that's killer. He really went all out.
Oh shit!
Wouldn't be the weirdest thing. There's that movie called Saltburn, where it's about this weirdo where he watches a guy jerk off and then he licks the bathtub. And then when the guy dies, he humps his grave for some reason.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with him.
What about the other scene?
What scene?
With the lady blood from her nether region.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to talk.
Please don't. I was just going to say there's a couple people I'm waiting on them to die so I can hump their graves, but I feel like that's not probably the same reason for this.
Is that the weirdest thing I've heard? The other day I had to watch Caligula.
Oh God,
and that's a strange movie when you watch. Because for those who don't know, it's like part historic epic, part made by Penthouse. So
yeah,
it's like,
isn't it like hardcore porn in there too? Like,
oh yeah, I mean, Mount Madao is the Roman emperor, but then you got scenes of people, women doing it. hardcore and dicks pumping cum and all.
Lord.
You're on a
Sounds
roll,
like a
Matt.
good time.
Saltburn, Caligula.
You ever?
Women
Yeah.
women look at a dead body and they pee on it and they take the blood on their nether regions and
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how the
like
hell that
Saturday
movie
night
got.
around
Well, now I'm waiting for someone to request a commentary to you guys for Caligula. So,
Malcolm McDowell's in some fists in action, is that right?
yeah, because
Oh yeah.
there's a guy getting married to a virgin, and he takes on the virgin, but then he takes on the virgin guy's virgin hole, and he puts his fist up like this and he puts a bunch of crystal on his butt, and he does this.
Yeah, we're for sure getting this request now. Carter Dedention
Yep,
is in
he's
here.
already like topping it up.
Yeah.
And that's a weird ass movie.
I just have this vision of Matt slowly losing his fucking mind with these requests. Just sitting in a room somewhere, just like fucking. Ah.
Yeah, Matt, you're
This
gonna
is
get
not
Salo
there yet.
next.
I've
say
seen
it. If you-
Salo. That was a long time ago.
You say it
I
out
know
loud,
about
somebody
Salo.
requested.
I know
All right.
about Salo.
Some
I'm
of this
curious.
shit people's wanting to get us thrown off here if we're going to say this shit.
Fine. You know what you're getting into if you come in this.
I'll behave.
Possessor
Possessor
versus Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
Possessor's really not my type of movie. I mean, I still liked it. I thought it was very well made and everything. But I think I got into Infinity Pool a little bit more.
Same. Although I really like Possessor too.
Yeah, that might have the more interesting concept between the two.
I'm
But-
looking forward to the big box set from Second Sight that they announced. That's freaking killer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that. That should be cool.
Lord God. Do y'all ever hear the story about Marlon Brando and what happened on that movie? What was it? Last Tango in Paris?
Oh yeah.
So
Can't
that
say
didn't-
it.
Yeah, I can't say it on here. That didn't age well, considering the climate of today. Look it up
No.
if you get a chance. I can't even say like what actually happened, but
Google it.
Google
Just not at work.
Someone with butter. I'll just
Yep.
say with someone with butter.
it. Yep.
Okay. Just look up butter.
You
And
guys
not for
see the
popcorn.
new, yeah, not the movie theater kind. You guys see the new Second Sight announcements? Yeah, I mean, Green Room is one of those movies. I know I watched it once. I don't remember like getting like super fucking pumped about it or anything.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's got
No.
I remember Patrick Stewart's in it, and he's like the lead heel, and it's got a
Yeah.
lot of punk rock elements in it,
Weren't they like skinheads or some shit like that?
something like that.
Yeah.
They're hardcore punks or something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
it's about
I
a
think you have
punk
a
band
band.
and they go
Yeah.
after skinheads.
Yeah.
And
They
Patrick
did
Stewart's the head
announce-
skinhead.
That the Hitcher is 99% finished, the restoration on it. So that'll probably be coming within the next couple months.
It needs to come out soon. Jesus. 2 years on that.
Cool.
What was the other one though? Was it the other one? So they had Green Room.
Possessor.
Possessor was the other. Okay.
Yeah,
Was
Second
that-
Sight. Yeah, go ahead.
Was that Studio Canal that was doing Near Dark? Who's doing Near Dark?
Yeah, Studio Canal or Canal.
Okay.
I wish it was Canal. Every day
I
of
want
my
to
life.
continue to call it Canal.
Yeah.
It's just easier for me to do that.
I did actually start watching this, but I didn't get through it yet. Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. You talk about a weird fucking movie. I'm trying to get through it, but Nicolas Cage is being real Nicolas Cagey, and you just have to be in like a sort of a mood for that.
Doesn't it seem like most of the movies coming out have Nicolas Cage in them?
Yeah, because he's in every movie. Like I don't think he turns down a movie.
I don't
He
think
said
he
he's
does.
about to retire pretty soon. So
He's
Probably
getting his
within the next year or
401k
two.
together or something.
yeah.
Let's see. Can't put half this stuff up there. This is a good question for those that Watch wrestling. Who do you think is winning the Royal Rumble?
The Rock. No
That'd be
question.
that'd be
He
so
comes
fucking
out at
weird.
number 30,
Yeah, they don't have
does
to
as
do
little as
much.
possible, and wins it.
Here's the thing, though, that
It kind of would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
well, the Rumble, so it could be The Rock, or if you really wanted to throw a curveball, man, I fucking wish they would do this. Because, you know, it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania somehow.
Yeah.
They can do it another way. They can figure out another way to do it. So, but like, I would really love to see Gunther win the Rumble just because he's got the streak going too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roman's got the streak going. But they may, I mean, I don't know if they're even thinking that way, but I think that would be really cool. Kind of like two heels at the main event. Probably not going to happen though, but I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's purely an IWC fantasy booking. I would love that too, but I don't think that's going to happen. Knowing the way that WWE does business, it'll probably be The Rock. Which then it makes me think, what the hell are they going to do with Cody Rhodes then?
That's what I was thinking. So, I mean, I don't even know that much about wrestling, but I follow enough to know that, like, this was supposed to be Cody Rhodes' year, right? Like, this, all of this shit's been leading up to him and Norman Reigns, but for some reason.
Well, that's not really a timed thing, though. To me, like, you could do that at any point. It's not really, like, in association with Roman's streak. So if you got The Rock versus Roman Reigns at Mania, like, that's going to be huge, but you know that Roman's going to win. So that streak is not going to be broken because The Rock's not coming back.
That's the shitty part about that match, though, man, is that you absolutely know The Rock is not winning that match, like, no matter what. Like, it just wouldn't make any sense. Like, so there's no suspense in that whatsoever. Like, there's no reason. But with Cody Rhodes, I mean, there would be at least some anticipation there.
But at the same time, they did that last year too.
That's true.
That's true. But this whole story, I thought was supposed to be about like his road to redemption and all this shit and like yada yada fucking yada. And now they got Norman and The Rock, who I don't know what the hell he's going to do. He's like jacked up more than I've ever seen anybody. He can probably run for about 5 seconds. He's going to gas out.
I do think it should be CM Punk, only because that would cause friction in every state where there'd be people pissed at him or people happy for him. And you would have an infinite amount of stories to go forward where people are angry that he did this. It seems everywhere I look, even though I don't follow wrestling, he's a guy, whether you hate him or love him, they're talking about him the most.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that would give more buzz.
I think,
like you said, The Rock doesn't need to win the Rumble. That would still be a match people would look for, and they'd find another way to do it between here and WrestleMania.
Well, I think the rule is like whoever wins the Rumble picks usually the next night or whatever who they're going to wrestle within the next couple of weeks. Then they have the Elimination Chamber match, and whoever wins that goes on to wrestle the other champion or whatever. That's how they've been doing it. So I think like CM Punk and Seth Rollins is kind of what they're thinking for the other belt at Mania. But
for night one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole rumor with Stone Cold coming back again. You guys have you see that happening? I mean, he hasn't said no. And I mean, never thought he would have come back for Owens.
I don't want to see another kind of Bret Hart match.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Remember when Bret came back and he did the thing with McMahon and all that shit, and it was just a bunch of like, I don't think Stone Cold can do his knees are fucking shot, and like, what's he gonna do really? Have a brawl? That's all he could do.
I wouldn't do that this year. If he's going to do another match, this year is not the year because they've got too many different irons in the fire and what they can do. They don't.
You don't think for what is it? It's WrestleMania 40, right?
Right.
On paper, night one main event, Punk versus Austin. Night two, Roman versus The Rock. I mean, on paper, that's a big main event. It's not what I want to see, but I could see the mainstream mass appeal. That's big money right there.
I could see them doing that. Yeah. I could 100% see them pulling some shit like that the way they are. Anyway,
we'll see.
Here's a $5 super chat. Thoughts on the Great White Club fire from 21 years ago? That's a hell of a thing.
God, that was 21 years ago.
Yeah. So from what I can remember, the pyro that they set up was like way too fucking much for that club that they were in.
It set a curtain on fire or something like that. I think there's video footage of it.
Oh yeah.
And ended up killing like what? How many people?
There's a lot of people,
but I
can't remember the exact number.
I'm not familiar with this.
So Great White was this, the metal band from the 80s.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They were playing a show. I cannot even remember where it was in this small little club.
I think it was in Iowa or something.
And they had pyro. They had pyro set up, and the pyro and shit went off. And when it did, it caught something on fire in the club, and then the whole thing burnt down. And people were like, trampling to try to get out of there, and they couldn't get out of there quick enough and killed a bunch
in Rhode Island. Okay.
Oh Lord, right around Garrett somewhere. I mean, anywhere in Rhode Island's right around Garrett if you think about it.
20 minutes away at least.
Yeah.
I remember like the night it happened, it was all over the news and stuff, and I was watching it on the news. But 100 people died according to Black Peter.
That name, I can't.
Black Peter's reporting.
Yeah,
100 people died.
Black Peter's the news correspondent here. Yeah,
I mean, nobody goes to a fucking nightclub to see pyrotechnics. So that was, I'm surprised that none of those guys got jail time for that or whoever put that.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah,
because that's just
thinking behind it. The power. Did they give a statement as to why they did it in the first place? Like why they have pyrotechnics for a nightclub? Like was it some kind of celebration or something?
I don't know, man.
Could you imagine dying at a fucking Great White concert of all places?
No. You talk about like
that's a bad way to go for sure.
Shit. It's like dying at an Eddie Money concert or something. Golly.
Oh, I fully expect Ken Shamrock to be in the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
Get out of my way.
You talk about somebody that's still jacked to the gills, man. Well, the last time I saw him, it's like unbelievable.
I just want to hear that music hit. I don't even give a shit. I know he can't do anything, but he had some of the best theme music ever. If any of you guys Vinegar Syndrome pre-order ship, 2 of mine have out of like, you know how you can add to the thing. So I had like 5 separate ones, and 2 of those have shipped.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I got something on 5 of the days, at least one thing.
I haven't gotten anything. So
didn't see that one. I didn't see that one coming. You getting the Conan 4K? Yes, I already pre-ordered that one. I think you have too, CK.
I ordered it in 2 different places, but I think one of them got canceled. Yeah, it was $44.99 or something like that for the box set. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Nice. And I only had them on DVD, so
Mark's already ordered it. There ain't no fucking sense asking him. You know he has.
No, I actually didn't.
What?
I bought something else instead, so I'll probably get it. Just I didn't pre-order.
Oh shit! He probably got like a sword or something with it.
You got the German sword edition.
Yeah, it's probably a real fucking sword that opens up in the middle or something and has like the movie. Matt, that seems like something you would buy though. Have you thought about buying it, like the Conan?
I will one day, but I'm pretty patient on that stuff. I can always wait to see what the reviews are. I'm pretty sure it'll be good, but I'm just curious what the reviews are like. I'm always very careful because no such thing as a sure thing nowadays, it seems like.
I know, I don't know if it's still this price or not, but Amazon had the Warriors 4K for like $29.99, and that's a fucking killer price for that. So that's one of the better 4Ks that I've seen lately of like an older movie.
Oh yeah.
So that's a high recommendation. Yeah, for sure.
trying to go through some of these comments because I'm way behind here.
No, I've just been busy. Like today, real quick, like I've just been busy. I can't say where, but there was a place with all these 35mm versions of movies. So I was like watching Aliens in 35mm and The Running Man, and just how the colors were when they were on the screen back in the day. It's so much more beautiful. There's some good stuff when they come out, but it's just, I don't know. The 35mm just doesn't. I can't get better for me other than that. It was so great to see how they originally looked before all the different touch-ups throughout the years.
I think somebody on the board or on Discord, not the board. I want to call it the board, but that's not really what it is anymore.
It's the equivalent of the board.
Yeah. I think Matt was saying that like he had only ever seen like one movie in 35mm before.
I couldn't believe that.
I was like, what the but it makes sense. So he's only like 20-some years old, man. Like that's not even anything.
Yeah.
And that went completely away, what, about 10, 11 years ago?
Yeah.
New
So
movies.
it's like, that's crazy to me though. Like I saw every movie, when I was a kid in 35mm. Would you recommend the Showgirls 4K from Vinegar Syndrome? Anybody that has it?
Haven't watched
I
it.
didn't get it.
I've got it, but I haven't watched it yet.
God damn it. Dick Fitzwell, listen. Like, why are they putting that movie out again? That movie needs to die like a slow death.
I don't have the Vinegar Syndrome one, so I'll probably get it. Yeah.
Please don't, man.
I'm a slasher. I like the slasher movies, man.
There's
from the
no
80s.
slashing in it though. It's
Well,
the
as
most
bad as
boring
it,
fucking-
hey,
Like I was going to talk about, like I watched Terror 10 Killer, and that's another one where I was like, "What in the fuck is this?" Like,
didn't like
why
that?
would somebody put this out? Because it's supposed to be a slasher movie, and there's maybe like 2 scenes of any slashing in it for like an hour and a half.
and they
And the
give
rest
away who
of
the killer is like not
Yeah.
even halfway through, right? It's so weird.
They never really like hide the killer. I mean, it's not even a surprise or anything.
What year did that movie come out?
I want to say like 80.
Early 80s, 82, 83.
Because I know there
something
was
like that.
Vinegar Syndrome, right?
86.
Oh shit, was it that one?
Yeah. It sucks though. That's like one of my least favorite Vinegar Syndrome I've ever gotten. And luckily to God, I got it like cheap, or I would have been.
Well, did they at least remaster it correctly? Did it look good?
It looked okay. I mean, I don't know how much you can do with that movie really, but it's just it's bad.
Well, before all they had was a VHS of it, so that was one that had never come out on DVD or anything officially, at least.
Just for good reason.
Yeah, usually there's a reason these movies have never come out. What TerrorVision's doing a lot now too, and I was asking Felcher about this today.
I saw that
because they're marketing a lot of these movies like Rocktober Blood and Hollow Gate, and there's a couple other ones I can't remember, remastered from the original 1-inch tape negative, which is like a VHS master or whatever that they used. And I asked Felcher, I was like, can you really remaster a tape, or are they just full of shit? And he didn't like say they were completely full of shit, but he was like, well, there's a couple of things you can do. So I don't want people to get their hopes up about these releases. They're pretty much going to be first generation VHS quality.
And how much they're going to charge them?
Probably the same as like any other.
TerrorVision's like 20. Like if it's got the slip cover, it's like $24.99 or something like that.
Oh,
So,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'm willing
For
to bet
VHS quality.
Yeah, it'll look like dog shit. I'll bet anything.
Because
Brad Henderson to be on there arguing with everybody on Twitter. Fuck you.
You didn't like it?
Some men know how I feel about slip
I don't
covers.
care if you
You
don't
wanna-
like our shit.
My name is Brad Henderson, and you can go suck my ass.
You guys have any TerrorVision stuff?
No.
I
Okay.
don't.
No.
No.
I don't either.
I don't think I ever will, to be honest, because I don't think any of it will ever come out.
Well, I ordered Hollow Gates, and then with the Forest, because I ordered the Forest soundtrack, which I don't think they put it out, but one of their like partners put it out or something, and it's for sale on their site. So I have that coming. I may do a review of Hollowgate and let you guys
Hollergate.
know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hollergate.
See, this is a good point. Is what you were saying earlier. How the hell is Scream Factory charging nearly $40 for the Shining miniseries Blu-ray? Even the 4K of that wouldn't be worth that much. That's true. Like that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Well, you saw they're charging like $6 more for a slipcase for each movie. Like a movie would be like 30, but if it has the same movie, but as a slipcase, it's like $6 more they add onto it.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
Slipcase. You
I've
can't just
seen-
say
yeah.
that. Fuck Slipcase.
Is that official
I'll-
yet? Like, are
It
they
was
doing
like on
that?
Amazon, quite a few of them. I'm gonna find every slipcase they have. I'm gonna just tear it apart. Fuck slipcases. They're
Create like a
bullshit.
bonfire.
You're gonna cause Garrett to cry if you do that somewhere.
I hope
So-
so.
wait a
You're
minute.
gonna cry like the Indian
made
in those
Stuntman
commercials.
cry.
What's
The other
funny
day.
is slip cases, slip covers, or whatever was around
Single tear.
forever before people really gave a shit about them.
Yeah, like that was just a thing that was everybody just took it for granted. They
Like,
didn't do
nobody
anything
even
with it
really
at all.
talks about it. Like some of the DVDs that I remember the slip covers on, they had like the Phantasm one with the Anchor Bay one, whatever year that came out. Dawn of the Dead remake had a slip cover. Land of the Dead
Dawn
had
of
a
the
slip
Dead.
cover.
Yep.
High Tension, I think, had a slip cover. And then nobody really gave a shit until like 10 years after that.
I blame Vinegar Syndrome for that. I really do. Like I think that
I
was
blame
the-
Scream Factory for that. I think they were the first ones to make it like a collectible or whatever. It's like go. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, at least VS does some of the special cases and
That's something.
whatnot. They put a little bit extra into it, but yeah, Scream
I like
Factory and all
movies.
these other.
This is what I think about.
Don't do it!
Oh,
Oh,
no, he
my
did it!
god,
Oh.
he did it again!
It's fucking trash. It's all is paper and toilet paper. I care about
Oh.
this and what's in it.
Wait a
This
minute.
shit's
So,
trash.
Me and Matt did a
Fucking
stream
trash.
on
I hope
Thursday.
Garrett's watching.
He
Yeah.
tore up a slipcase. What was the movie again that you did
I like the
last
movie.
Thursday?
You don't even remember.
Suspect
It's like, I don't-
Zero.
Suspect Zero. That's what it was.
Because I'm like, it's stupid that people. I mean, if people
Matt's
pay what they
fucking
want to pay,
hardcore.
but that's all this is. This is all is garbage. Fucking garbage. You can't do anything with it. You can't wipe your ass because it chafe.
Well,
This
you
is
could have
garbage.
sold
It's
it.
trash.
You
It
probably
belongs
could
in
have.
it. Well, that's stupid for them.
It's fine.
They don't deserve it. I mean, I don't care. I don't want
I
that kind of
respect-
money.
I
Any more
respect that
shit.
about you.
It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. I got more fun doing this than whatever money I get. I don't care. I'm fine with that. This garbage, trash. Fuck it. Ain't worth it. It's the movie. Goddamn, it's this mentality nowadays.
What the fuck? I needed that slip cover.
See, there you go. That was a
That
potential
is really-
$20
you know.
right there. Oh man,
The slip
I
goes
mean,
for
yeah,
$200 on eBay.
He makes a good
I'll-
point. I mean,
I'll sell this on eBay. A few puzzle piece. Extracurricular activities. Put it back together. Fucking bullshit.
slip goes for $200 on eBay. That'd be killer.
I don't think
No, it
that.
doesn't. It doesn't. All right. Let's
You don't
see.
have the Sleepaway Camp sequels, do you? With slipcover, Matt.
Which one?
The Sleepaway Camp sequels.
he's gonna
You would
grab
really
those off the
piss
shelf.
people
No, I don't have those. I would do
Oh,
it though. I
shit.
don't give a fuck.
So
You can make money. I think it's
why or
I'd
how
rather
did slip
tear them up
covers
and put them in a
become
mailbox.
such a craze?
I don't know. It's a good
I
question.
think that when Scream Factory
question.
started doing like a limited number on them, they started becoming like collectible. So whenever that started, I think they're the ones that kind of kicked that off.
If you remember back, like this shit like this been going on forever, man. Like in the comic book days, remember like you had like the variant covers. So
Mm.
it would be the same comic book, but they had different variant covers. One would be like a holographic cover, and one would be like a something lenticular cover, and one would be in a bag or some shit. One would be a direct edition versus like the regular like newsstand edition. It's the same type of mentality. They just like nerds and shit love stuff like that. Like they just tapped into something that the OCD-ish kind of collectors really get off on.
Right.
I mean,
I'm looking in the chat. I'll tear them all up. I don't give a fuck. I'll tear
listen,
them all up.
don't tempt him.
Please
He
don't.
will.
It's the movies. What's in them? I don't care about piece of cardboard you can't do anything with.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, I lost.
Shit.
Maybe next time, man.
Let's see.
I
Yeah,
have Vader syndrome. I could do that.
they've
Please.
definitely run with the. Listen, you're going to have cause Mark to have a heart attack. Don't do it.
Don't, please don't.
Shit.
People do think they look neat on the shelf too.
Yeah. Hey, if you really
Line up.
want to get like,
How
it's
nice
not
and
just
collectible.
it's not just slip covers now, y'all. I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of these collectors now it's like it used to be you could do the slip cover and then you could do like a little like protective plastic cover, which was just like, you know, not hard plastic, but just like a little thing to keep dust off. Dust sleeves is what they call them, I think. Now they've got the hard fucking like hard plastic covers.
How hard are they?
They're hard as a fucking rock, hard as a diamond. And
So hard a cat couldn't claw at it.
that's right. Vinegar Syndrome now has their own hard plastic cases for like where they make all those wacky ass sizes of things, like the hard cases and stuff.
Mhm.
So like if you want like that, you have to buy it directly from them, which is kind of ingenious because that just generates more money for them too.
I bought a few.
Yep.
Can't help it.
Oh God, I think Rambo's gonna go tear
He's
some more shit
finding
up.
some more
No,
slip
no,
covers.
no. I'm just
No, he's
I'm just
not.
pulling
Okay.
this away. I'm just putting stuff away.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Uh-oh. Which
shit,
one
he
was that?
Oh,
Dog soldiers.
dog soldiers.
Oh,
Fuck dog
no.
Same
soldiers.
factory, there you go.
Uh,
I got the case. It's got the same cover. There you go. CK's favorite movies. See, it don't mean nothing. See,
another-
he still lives.
Another
Without
$40
it. That's
down
what
the
needs
drain.
to happen. It needs to be like walk across America just destroying cases. They don't mean shit.
You
I
could
like this
Anthony
movie.
came
Look,
in right.
don't
I
please,
like
no
that.
wait. Oh God.
Which one is
It don't
that?
mean it.
Silent
Madness.
Madness.
That's an out of print slip cover,
Send
man.
some of those to
I
me.
like the movie. It don't
Wait.
matter.
If you
don't
really
matter.
don't want them, you can send
This
them
ain't
to me.
shit. It's garbage. It's
Trash.
the movie I care about.
Mark
That's all I
hated
care
that.
about. That movie.
I actually have that, but I was just gonna sell it if you would have sent it to me.
I don't care.
Do you have any of these, like the hard, like the hard box ones where they?
Don't ask him that shit. He'll
They're
stomp the fuck
hard.
out
Yeah,
of you.
ticks.
Please don't destroy that. I was just asking. I just wanted to know.
I'm fine with the boxes. I'll keep the
Okay.
boxes.
Okay.
Matt is on
Everybody
rampage
keep
tonight.
going. Nah, that's good enough.
He gives no fucks.
No, because it's just cardboard. I don't understand why if people love them, that's fine. It's their own thing. But paying $50 for a piece of cardboard, that's just not me. If it's for you, that's cool. If it looks good for you, that's cool. I got the movies and the covers are the same. I got them.
I do think that like everything has gotten a little fucking crazy, to be honest. Like I think people have gotten a little bit nuts. I think the whole blue tuber thing's got a little bit fucking out of control. You got fuckers that have like warehouses full of.
Well, man, here my thing with the blue, it's cool to collect it if you want to. If you're a cardboard enthusiast, we support you. You don't know. Most of them don't know a fucking thing about what they're getting, and they don't ever watch this shit. It's just like collecting an item or something.
It's something to buy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, let's talk about some shit real quick that I did watch, and let's see if you've seen these. I know you've seen this, Matt. I just
Oh, of
decided to
course.
watch this again. This is an amazing
Of
film.
course.
Nighthawks with Rutger Hauer and Sylvester Stallone. Like the
Mhm.
ending of this movie is one of my favorite endings of any action film. If you haven't seen this movie, it's worth it just to watch Rutger Hauer.
Was that Shout Select?
Yeah, that's old.
It's just too bad they could not find the uncut version of that movie. Because like the ending, you tell, I think for those who don't know, Stallone shoots the bad guy the full 6 times, but they had to cut it down. That's why you see a little bit of editing in it, where he only gets shot like twice, but when he comes out, there's like 6 bullets on him because they had to cut it down for MPAA. So I guess they couldn't find the uncut version, which is too bad. But
trust me, it'll be out eventually. Like somebody will put it out. They'll re-release it
if it exists.
Exactly.
You've never seen Nighthawks Blu-ray? Well, you need to get that immediately. This one is fucking awesome. I didn't remember it being this good until I rewatched it. But in preparation for my new show, Exploitation, Vigilante,
Nice.
from William Lustig.
And you probably got the Blu-ray really cheap now because there's a 4K of it, right? So you probably got the Blu-ray for.
I got the Blu-ray for free because this is back in this was so long ago. It was back when we were getting screener copies. But let me tell you something. This probably is a 15-year-old. It has to be at least 12 to 15 years old, this Blu-ray. It looks better than 90% of anything that's getting put out now. Like, I don't know what Blue Underground was doing, like, when they were remastering these fucking movies, but somebody needs to follow up and recreate what they were doing, because this looks amazing for that year.
I think a lot of the times, like, the movies that weren't really that big of a hit when they came out, like, I don't know if it was the elements or whatever just wasn't fucked with at all, and they stayed in the lab for 30 years or whatever. I mean, maybe that's the case, because some of these movies, man, like you wouldn't think would look like, that great. It's just kind of astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of them where and everything Blue Underground I've seen from them, man, whether it be 4Ks or Blu-rays, pretty much everything looks outstanding. So
New York Ripper was another one where it's like, God, what the fuck did they,
This is fucking shit. I hate that it is.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Oh.
It's not at all anything like I expected it to be. Like, it is a documentary kinda about Stephen King's movies, but it's just like a bunch of talking heads.
You already know everything that they talk about.
Yeah, they don't talk about anything of any real interest in this.
Now that was, who did that? Vinegar Syndrome did that?
Vinegar Syndrome did it, but it's a Dark Star is the label, like the partner label.
Now, where did that documentary debut, though? What was it? Was it on TV or something?
I have no idea, man. It's an official selection at Fantastic Fest. I know that.
I was gonna say, I think it was a film festival.
It's just bad. It's not like did you watch it, Mark?
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I tried to warn you about that one. I don't. You probably
did, didn't you? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought for some reason, like, because I usually like anything like that, but that was just awful. Speaking of which, this is awful, but it has like at least a little bit of charm to it. This fucking thing.
We're gonna go boogie with the boogie man.
How's the print?
I bet it looks great, at least.
It does. It really does. What an odd.
That's the magic mirror.
Yeah, the mirror that mirror. Like pieces of glass and shit get stuck in their eye, and it causes them to have like demonic powers and stuff. It's kind of a slasher film, I guess. Like more of a possession film. I don't know. It's all right. It's not it's like 1,000 times better than this, which is, you want to tear something up, man.
13 kilo, you didn't like
tear
that?
this fucking thing up. This is as bad, man, like as Final Exam, as like.
Had you never seen that before?
Wow. I've never seen this before until I recently watched. I watched it like 2 or 3 days ago. It's as bad as any of those movies that we like.
There was a
talk about
DVD back in the day that had, it was like a bootleg DVD. It had Terror 10 Killer on it and the Last Slumber Party. Now, I would love for Vinegar Syndrome to do the Last Slumber Party.
Don't talk about the Last Slumber Party. You'll conjure up that fucking asshole. Come back in here.
Oh, that's true.
You say that. You say Last Slumber Party 5 times. And
it wasn't made in Oklahoma, right?
That guy shows up. What's his name? Universal Talent Bookings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Him and Sean Clark used to be big buddies.
Used to being the operative word there. I'm sure. I don't think anybody can be big buddies with that piece of trash. But yeah, that's one I can see why Dana likes that because it's like right up her alley of just
movies slasher
like
movies.
Yeah.
Dana's got that's like one of her favorite subgenres, boring slasher movies from the early 80s.
Yeah. I guess you would say the cover's misleading because the cover looks like
that's the best part about this. The best part about this is the cover. Yeah, 100%. Because that looks like it'd be badass, right? And it's totally not. Like
Is it got the original artwork on the inside?
Yeah.
The original artwork is pretty badass too, but like it's
I remember that from like video stores and
it's
shit
like
too.
Southern Comfort.
But yeah, the movie is very it's like a regional slasher movie, wasn't it? I don't think it was
it's reversed.
Made like North Carolina or something like that.
Wait, could you hold the cover up again? The original artwork cover? Yeah, that does look like Southern Comfort. You just put the girl in there.
It does, yeah.
That's trying to buy you. Okay. Is there
I wish it was half as good as
lake?
Southern Comfort. There is a lake, which is like called 10 Killer.
Lake 10 Killer, Bulls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just no
and
kills.
There's like there's kills in it, but they suck. And like it's just so badly made. And like there's
Super Batman nerd will buy it off of you, Uncle Bill, if you want to sell it.
There's narration over it too, which is some of the funniest shit ever. Cause like it's like the worst narration possible. There's like, you know how like that kind of Stand By Me narration where it's like the girl is like, little did I know that it would be the worst summer of my life. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's probably what that actress say in real life too.
Yeah,
making this movie.
They got pretty much everybody back to do like interviews on this too, and I'm like, why would you come back for this?
Well, none of them went on to really do much, I'm sure.
Anyway, and then last but not least, I watched a couple of these fuckers from this.
Oh, okay.
Legends trilogy set.
Can't get into any of the sequels.
I can't either. I try, but they're just not. They're not good.
Not even the one with Joey Lawrence in it.
Not even that. But the first one to me is probably the best of those. Post Scream type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the first one.
I'm not ripping nothing. Like I'm sorry, but I ain't doing it. Leave that.
Why do you think that is that Urban Legends? I agree, it worked. Why do you think that worked better than the other ones? Like I Know We Did Last Summer or Valentine. Was it just the motif, the story? Because it's not like a gory film, but it's
no. I think a couple things worked in its favor though. Like number one, the setting was really cool, like the college that it was filmed at and everything. Number two, like the idea of the different urban legends being the setups of the deaths. That was a really cool kind of like plot device to have. Like
it was still kind of early on with the Scream style slasher movies too, right? This was the very next summer, I think it came out, or next fall. It was like 97, right? When Urban Legend 97.
97, I think it was 98.
97, 98.
Oh, 98, yeah.
In 98.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of that was Jamie Blanks. He had a good like head on his shoulders at the time. He took the material seriously. He had a really good cinematographer. It looks really good. They wanted to focus more on stalk / element rather than gore. A little bit more suspense. Play up the cat and mouse stuff. It just works. It's a fun concept.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horror alumni and stuff in it too, like which was kind of I guess, part of its charm before that got completely fucked up by every film does that now, but not back
They
then.
started doing it kind of a lot around that time period too. There was a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, I think Scream, like where they did like a little bit, you know, not necessarily horror people, but they had like the janitor had the Freddy sweater on, the Fonz was in it, Linda Blair was in it. But for just brief kind of like cameos. But then it became like where, you know, you had to have somebody like that in it. That became like a trope that just got repeated over and over again. And nowadays you bring them back and they got a shotgun fucking vest and, you know, belt, and they got to chase down the original person and kill him.
That'll be Linda Blair in the new Exorcist movie.
I bet Linda Blair don't come back. The new Exorcist movie, I bet she does. She's like, fuck yes. I got Disturbing Behavior and tried to watch it. It's too that era. It's just too fucking early 2000s. And it
really, I was surprised. I thought you would have liked that one a lot more. It's
I did too, but
that director is X-Files alumni.
It does seem like an X-Files episode.
It is kind of, now that you mention that, because I didn't know that, but now that you mention that, like it does look like that a lot. But it's just the dialogue and the way everybody acts is so fucking like early 2000s that I almost
Isn't that
like
similar? It's similar to The Faculty, that movie.
Kinda. I mean, you know, the fact that it takes place at like a high school and everything, but
okay. I watched that not too awful long ago. I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't put it with like a lot of those other movies that time frame. It's not as good as like I know what we did last summer, Scream, Urban Legend, even I think The Faculty is a better movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's another thing Blu-ray Addict mentioned. It did have a lot of studio interference. So it's not exactly the movie that it was supposed to be.
What about the skulls? Wolves, you don't like the skulls?
I forgot about the skulls.
I
haven't seen that in forever.
Paul Walker.
Yeah. I don't mind it. The first one, I don't know if I've ever seen the sequels. The first one's
they're all terrible. They're all
they're all real bad.
That's what I do remember about those.
Mark got the box set.
No.
Oh God, that's another one.
Okay.
Which one?
First one being okay. Yeah. The skulls. I remember the first one being okay.
Yeah, the first one's fine.
This is another one I tried to watch, man, and like because Garrett recommended it.
Never seen it.
It's rough, man. It's got a cool idea. It's just rough because it's like I don't know. It's super low budget and super like.
What's the idea?
So
that was cool.
It's kind of like Fright Night, except rather than having a vampire, you've got like a Satan worshiper. So imagine that, and that's the plot of Night Visitor. So this kid, you know, one of his teachers, it turns out, is like a Satan worshiper and going around killing all these people. And he's got like the dude Michael Pollard is like his brother who's like helping him and stuff. And that's just the story. So he finds out that he's like the guy killing all these people, and so then he tries to like kill him, and you know, while he's trying to get the cops to listen to him. I swear to God, it's basically Fright Night with like a Satan worshiper, rather than like Jerry Dandridge.
That was late 80s.
Right? Good.
I want to say that was. It looked early 90s, but it might be late 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want a good Satan worshiping movie, you need to get Hack-A-Lantern, Uncle Bill. You'd love that.
I need to get Hack-A-Lantern. That's no joke. Isn't it out of print though now?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's for October. But I don't know. One of them's out of print.
You would get a kick out of that one. It's just like hokey as hell.
89. That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you wasted like $3. How much ever it was.
Yeah, it was very cheap.
I got it too. I just haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you find out like within 5 minutes that it's the teacher. That's not like the end of the movie or anything, but it's just basically him trying to like get that guy caught after that.
Gotcha. You mentioned disturbing behavior. You mentioned X-Files type of stuff. I think one the Scream Factory should get. I don't know why it popped, but I think because we talked about this before, because Uncle Bill, went up to the actual place. Mothman Prophecies.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be a good Scream Factory release.
Why has that never been released? Like,
It's got a
ever?
yeah. It's got an imprint Blu-ray.
Oh,
They put it out a while ago,
I'd
and it
love to
looks
have
damn
it.
good. It looks so good. It's got like one of those hard shell style slip boxes that like where the movie comes out the side. But yeah, it's a great release actually. If you guys can track it down, I think it's out of print though.
Figures.
Skinny Marink, I ain't putting that up here. I'll just go ahead and
We
tell you.
appreciate the
I
super
don't.
chat,
Yeah,
but
I appreciate the money, but fuck that.
you can run that in one of those AI programs and see what you get.
That movie is awesome though. There's a lot of scenes in that movie that are very X-File-ish and very cool.
What about Race with the
Richard
Devil?
Gere.
Is that? I know Scream Factory did like a 2-pack or like a double feature of that and some other movie, but I always like held that one up there. That one's like really, really underrated. I think the one with Peter Fonda.
Yeah, and Warren Oates, I think, is in that.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I always like that movie too. I think Anchor Bay released that on DVD.
Yeah, I've got the Anchor Bay DVD, and Scream Factory did like a double feature of that and something else, but like, I don't know. I would love to see like a special edition of that at some point.
I would too. Found Leviathan at a local pawn shop for $1. Wow.
Hey, hope you enjoy, man. I look forward to the 4K next month, February.
Are they doing a full-blown 4K or is it a Blu-ray?
It's a 4K Blu-ray combo, so it's a 4K. Tino Lorber. So,
yeah, I'm definitely getting that one.
That and Death Machine. Can't wait.
Kino Lorber always does just a killer job on all those, and it's fairly priced too. So you're not going to pay $40 or $50 for this shit. You know.
So, how come? Like, what's the difference between them and how they price stuff? Well, how come nobody else does it? Just for greed? Like Tino Lorber is able to price things like.
Well, I think I could be wrong because I don't know. It'd be good. That'd be a good question to ask some of these guys. Like, what the fucking, especially Severin, like how they come up with these prices. But I think a big part of it is that they don't go in with a lot of frills and shit like that, like boxes and covers and cases.
They don't have a lot of extras on their stuff either. I mean, occasionally you have trailers and commentaries and stuff like that, and maybe even some featurettes every once in a while, but not typically.
Not a lot. And they seem to concentrate more on the film itself than any of these other companies, like on boutique kind of shit. And I'm betting they've got like a better deal in licensing than a lot of these places do because they deal with big name companies, like a lot of films from big name studios. Whereas like these other places seem to get a couple here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Vestron is great for that. Get your title with quality print.
Yeah,
probably some decent extras. Maybe not a ton, but I mean, can you beat $12.99? No.
I wonder what Kickboxer will be. I mean, that's a pretty popular title.
It's a 4K though, too, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Is that the first one that they've done in 4K?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't remember there ever be another one on that line.
I would like to know how the hell they got that. I mean, not to put down Vestron, it's just they're not looked at as the big company.
Didn't Lionsgate do the Blu-ray before? They may have always had it.
Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I've got that
true,
old shitty Blu-ray. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, so that's why.
Anybody order the Ring box set? Because it's cheap as hell right now if you didn't.
No.
It'd have to be $5 or something before I'd get it.
God.
So that's why it's so cheap.
How come Arrow 4Ks don't include Blu-rays? Do y'all keep the Blu-rays if the 4K isn't included?
Well, because they release another version of it with the Blu-ray. So they don't do combos. They just do them separate.
I think the Last House remake 4K has the Blu-ray in it. That was I think that was last year that one came out. So
Yeah,
that was the last one I got that I had.
Maybe the ones that they don't do that way include both, but I think like usually they'll have a separate 4K and a separate Blu-ray for a lot of their limited edition stuff.
Matt, you might know this because I know you like this movie and I do too. What happened to the Blu-ray of The Perfect Weapon?
I don't know. I mean, I got a Blu-ray that's a different company. I don't know what happened to them. They just no one ever brought it up again. I mean, maybe eventually, because it's like when Olive Films did American Ninja, and then Tina Lorber got American Ninja re-released them. So I would think similar would be The Perfect Weapon. Matter of time, maybe they just haven't gone around to it, or just maybe they don't know if. I would assume they would think there'd be an audience for it, but I don't know.
I would think there's audience if Vinegar Syndrome could sell them old shitty Billy Blanks movies. Then I'm pretty sure like Jeff Speakman movies can do something.
Well, I mean, didn't someone say like Sidekiss was like one of the most disappointing releases?
Somebody said that on one of these streams. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I know they've had 1,000 of those forever now, so it might be true.
Yeah,
it's been over a year they've had it. I think.
So I don't know how many they printed because it doesn't say. That's one of the few titles they didn't put like what their run was.
Well, they should have done a VSU of Top Dog. It would have sold out by now.
Yep.
That was
Turn Hooch double feature.
That was the Chuck Norris movie everybody wanted in 4K. It was Top Dog.
That's a weird movie. It's a kid's film about a cop as a dog. He's going up against the KKK.
Did you ever notice though, like when Chuck Norris's career fell apart, it's when like fucking Aaron Norris started directing all of his movies?
That makes sense.
It's like every fucking.
It would be like if Frank Stallone started directing all of Sylvester Stallone's movies. You'd see a noticeable dip in quality, I'm sure. I have no idea about this. We've talked about this before too. It doesn't stream anywhere.
It's something to do with EC Comics and HBO, like they're in a lawsuit or something like that.
We've talked to Felcher about it, but we talked to him about so much shit I can't remember.
The Tales from the Crypt, though, unless they spend some major money, that's never going to see a Blu-ray release or remaster or anything, because on TV back in that time frame, a lot of times they'd film it actually on film, but they would edit it on video. So the final versions that were put out was edited on video. So if those film masters still exist, that would take a lot of manpower or whatever to go back and re-edit that. A lot of money, visual effects and stuff would have to be done again. So it's probably never going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I know they spent a ton of money for the X-Files set that came out, and that's been out of print for, I want to say, at least 2 years now. So even if it does come out, they'll probably only do so many copies before they stop pressing them.
Yeah, that's why you put it on. I was going to say you put on your Instagram, CK. I got nothing to watch, and you had all these movies on there.
I think he was.
Physicals. I mean, that's why physical is important. I mean that show you can't find anywhere to watch, but if you have the DVD, you just pop it in. That's the importance of physicality, and they're trying to get rid of it. I mean.
Yeah.
Sad.
Although with the internet around, if you always got the internet, you always got fans. So like you're talking about the Aliens 4K that you picked up recently, that was fan made from like 35 millimeter print, Star Wars, the demastered editions and stuff like that. So there's enough fans out there for a particular release. Yeah,
please don't rip up that slip.
Oh no, I won't with this.
Okay. That's a beautiful slip. That artwork is great.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
That is brutal and badass.
But I've got digital versions of those Star Wars demastered editions, and it's insane. Like, oh my God, how good those look.
That's true.
Does Mill Creek still own Silent Rage? I'd love to have 4K of that movie.
4K of Silent Rage, that'd be so killer.
I do love that movie though. Listen, I bought a couple of those Golden Harvest Bruce Lee movies. Man, like that's insane. First of all, how they look, but also how good like Way of the Dragon is. Speaking of Chuck Norris, that's the one with Chuck Norris where he fights him at the end of the Coliseum and everything. That's just a great movie. Like that's up there with some of my favorite, whatever you want to call that, kung fu movies.
And Shout Factory put out another Chuck Norris film, Force Vengeance. So maybe Shout Factory will do Silent Rage later, since they did one Chuck Norris movie. You never know.
I didn't know this, but Carter says some dude did 4K remasters of Tales from the Crypt every episode, every season. That's called Crypt Tube Incorporated.
I wonder how he did that.
Yeah, I've watched a couple. They actually look really good.
Well, yeah, just like when you mentioned the Star Wars, like, I don't know how they did that. Like, it's the original versions. I'm like, I wonder how they did that. That's a lot of time. A lot of time to have, but work paid off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they just scanned the 35 millimeter films. Fans had them, and they cleaned them up and all that. I mean, just for fun, I guess.
You take that, Disney.
Have you guys heard of this? It seems like somebody else asked this before too. I've never had this happen though. 4K movies freeze halfway through.
I don't have an LG player, so never happened to me.
And then McCord says he's been asking that too, kind of regretting getting into the 4K format because so many disc and player problems. I've never had a 4K fucking freeze.
I've never had one freeze, not one.
Nope, me either. Now we'll all have
McCord, what kind of McCord, what kind of 4K do you have? Do you have the same as the other guy have? Is it that specific player?
I have a hard time buying LG stuff. I'll say that. I've had a lot of issues with LG TVs and stuff like that in the past.
Saturn says his Sony 4K player freezes from time to time. LG Region Free player.
What happened with the LG TV? It just kept screwing up. Like just
there was the LED panels went out on both of them, where like whenever it come on, you could hear it, but you couldn't see it. And literally, it was like right after like the 1-year warranty. Both times, I think. So I was like, fuck them to hell, man. I'm never buying anything from LG ever again.
That might just be the technology, not specifically LG, because my OLED is fantastic. I love it. But my LED 70-inch that I had, I can't even remember what company it was, but the panel lights went out on it. So I think that's more of just a LED issue versus the company.
If I ever got an OLED, I would buy an extended warranty on it because them damn things are expensive.
They are. They are definitely worth it, though.
I'm looking at some of this shit. Oh, apparently, a lot of people have had this happen. Samsung player. His LG TV broke after 2 months. God damn, boys. This is not a commercial. We're not getting any endorsements from LG at all after this.
Well, one question. I know you guys enjoy the 4K picture quality.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a part of you that regrets getting into the 4K thing? In any part? No.
I don't getting into it, but I swear to God, there's some Blu-rays that I've seen that look better than the 4Ks. Like, so every now and then I'll just be like, what is going on? So I'm confused.
I mean, it's one of those deals where it's a niche thing. Like 4K is never going to be the #1 format. That's never, ever going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the perfect Blu-ray is really the perfect format for everybody. I mean, the great picture quality and everything. The prices are all down. But yeah, I mean, I don't think. Do you guys think there'll be anything after 4K physical media wise? I don't think so. I think 4K is it.
I don't think they'll try to do 8K because 4K is really not.
I don't
caught
think so.
on.
I mean, they have those
That'd be-
8K TVs, but I don't think they're selling well at all.
No.
They may come out with
Yeah.
like 8K up converted players, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I don't think unless you've got a massive screen that it's really going to matter that much.
Yeah, I think that'd be a very tough selling point, especially like. Isn't Blu-ray still? That's just recently the Blu-rays are outselling 4K or
Yeah,
4K
we
just recently.
just talked about that. Like,
Yeah,
Blu-ray I
that's
think
what I
is
thought.
finally like outselling DVDs.
Yeah, it'd be hard for someone to go yet the other step of the mile, especially. I don't see another one after.
We were watching. It was the UK basketball game yesterday. It was on DirecTV streaming in 4K, right? And honestly, like I didn't really like it watching it in 4K. To me, it was distracting as hell. Like the picture was too clear. And I told Sarah, I was like, just turn it back on the regular ESPN or whatever it was. So I think some things is not better in 4K. Movies and stuff. I mean, if you're big into a particular movie, like I don't rebuy everything in 4K. If it's something I don't own, then I'll get the 4K of it. But comedies and stuff like that in 4K, who cares? I don't know why you would rebuy shit like that.
I don't know why you'd buy shit like that, really. I mean, in terms of like looking for image, like picture quality, like for comedies, I don't know. It just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, there needs to be some advantage to buying. Like it has to have something in it that would make you want to. Like Aliens is a perfect example of a movie I'd want to see in 4K.
Yeah.
It's got like so much detail and so much, action and stuff that it would definitely benefit from that.
Well, it's coming. Who knows if it's going to be what you want, but
That's true. A lot of it has to do with like how you set up the TV too.
Yeah.
I hate to say that.
Yeah.
Because like people say that shit all the time. Like, well, just go in there and fucking set your TV up right, dummy. But like
I think I told you that. Just mess with the settings.
You did tell me to do it. And I actually like found a pretty good video about that and did it, and it looks amazing. Like it looks a lot better. But that's no joke. But at the same time, like it should look. Any TV should look really good out of the box, I think. Like, or you shouldn't even fucking have to. You shouldn't sell a TV that was not going to look worth the shit without having to adjust 50,000 things on it.
True. Boys, I'm getting sleepy. I got to work tomorrow. You all have a good night. I'm hopping off here, and everybody else go fuck yourself, and no one else.
We'll see you.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself and no one else.
Well, he talked about the soap opera effect. Do you guys like the motion smoothing and all that stuff?
No, I never really did.
Okay.
The judder, they call it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it called that on TVs and stuff.
Well, I must be in the minority. I'm the
well, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. There is like on this one in here, on the new one that I bought, the OLED. If you put it to the lowest setting of that, like a 1, you can't really. It's not really noticeable, but it helps with the motion quality. Like when so yes, I do think in some ways that like you turn it up to 2 though, and shit just looks They look like mannequins that are floating. I just can't fucking get into that. Like the more you turn it up, the more everything looks plastic and like everybody's moving like really unnaturally. And that's what gets on my
too fast or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just got used to it. Like years and years ago, I got a 120 hertz TV and it was 1080p. And at the time, I'm like, it'll never get better than this. But I got used to it. So, I have mine all the way up. The soap opera effect doesn't bother me. I don't know.
You get used to it, just like Stuntman. Yeah, you get used to this.
Oh no, son of a bitch.
I can't help it. The other day I saw Stuntman's Soul Crush when I did that, so I just egged him on that. I had an idea with Garrett to just do the same thing. Like, Garrett, this don't mean shit.
I really do think that would hurt Garrett's soul, like if you did that in front of him.
I gotta do it one day then.
So it may be worth it. Richard Lynch's face scars in 4K. You got to see it. I mean,
yeah. Invasion USA in 4K. We need that.
What picture mode do you keep your TV on? I keep my picture quality on movie mode. Mine's on custom where I set all that shit up, but it usually is on standard, and I fuck around with it on standard too, because you can set it to like different situations, which is what I've been doing as of late.
Yeah, because they have like filmmaker mode and stuff like that. I think when you even on, let's say, Shudder or Netflix, I start up a movie on either one of those and it'll automatically switch the picture mode into filmmaker mode.
Yeah.
And of course I switch it back to my own custom setting. But to answer his question more specifically, like I have mine, the base setting is vivid, and then I've customized it from there. So
I'm on the whatever looks good mode.
That's right, man. I think film should look like 24 frames per second, like cinema mode I use on my Sony, and prefer movies that look like that. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, there's just a point. I want it to look really good, but I also don't want it to look like the James Cameron stills that we saw from those fucking remakes. Like, and if you fuck with it too much, it will look like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you have to find your sweet spot with it. I will say the negative thing about Blu-rays is the ghosting on some of them and the unnatural like flesh tones, of like the color palette is kind of off.
Yeah.
I did that once before recently where I tried the Blu-ray and then I tried the 4K and I'm like, no, fuck the Blu-ray. I'm going right back to the 4K. I just wanted to test it out.
See, I think if you don't have a TV like that, though, like if you're just using like an LED or something like that, I think that sometimes the reverse can happen though. Like the 4Ks will look way too dark and kind of fucking and whereas the Blu-rays will like kind of more natural colors and stuff will come out of the Blu-rays. So that's just my opinion from what I've seen. You need it really does have to do with the TV a lot too.
Yeah, I think when I had the LED TV, I was a lot less enthusiastic about buying 4K. But when I switched to the OLED, I was like, I'm only getting 4Ks now.
Vivid fuckers. Filmmaker mode's too warm and orange.
I agree.
Vivid just makes my head want to explode. You ever try to put it on Vivid and you're like, God damn, like you can be sitting in like a dark room and it'll light the whole room up.
Yeah, the regular Vivid I can't do. That's why I had to customize it.
James Cameron mode. That would suck. Everything looks like shit. Like it's all overexposed.
As strange as it sounds, I mean, they would never do this, but I like for them to play as an option, make it where they just take the 35mm stand and put that on a disc. Because again, I was watching some of them online, like Aliens and The Running Man, and even with the scratches and stuff, it just made it seem more tangible. Again, the colors seem more natural, and the way the lighting was like Aliens. When you watch the 35mm version, it's dark like it's supposed to be. It's a lot more blue. It's a lot more purple. It's a lot more like the way it just. They would never do it, but it would be great to have that option to just put that on a disc. I don't know why. It's like we've gotten so clean and pristine. I'm like, that's not reality. Reality's not that clean. Reality's a lot dirtier than what these movies make it seem.
I think we're like one step away, Matt, from getting like really too processed. You know what I mean? Like those OLED TVs are like, you can make it look really fucking like processed. Like if you want to, it'll look like that. And like, that's just too
true.
Especially with the HDR and the Dolby Vision.
Yeah, if you turn all that shit on, it's going to look like that, and it'll look like James Cameron's wet dream, basically. If you want it to.
Does yours have like an AI processing mode and all that stuff on there?
I don't remember if it has an AI process. It's got everything. If you go into the advanced
It's
settings
a
on that
ton
thing,
of stuff in there.
I don't even fuck with a lot of that stuff. But other than like you go in there and set it and forget it, like that guy used to. That guy used to make the palm peel or whatever. Set it and forget it. Let's see. I agree with this. Seeing films in 35 millimeters is amazing. See how warm and genuine it feels compared to digital and clean. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last 35 millimeter either of you saw?
Oh God.
I don't even know. It's been a while. I mean, I saw so many 90s movies.
It would have been at one of those conventions that CK and I went to, I'll bet. And it probably would have been something like, I mean, we saw a lot of stuff in 35 millimeter at those shows. I saw Suspiria in 35 millimeter. I saw Friday the 13th. I saw Evil Dead. One of the Evil Deads. I can't remember if it's one or two now. It'd be one of those, but I couldn't tell you which was the last one.
Oh, I just thought of one. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. We went to a drive-in for Halloween, and it was Jason Goes to Hell, and it was the uncut version. So, yeah, everybody was going nuts. It was a fun time.
Sony and Samsung are the best TVs. Well, that's the only TVs that I've bought in the last 10 years. So I don't know if anything else is, but I'm sure that most TVs nowadays are pretty fucking amazing. Alfa Romero says he's more blown away by the sound quality these days. If you have a solid setup, you can really tell the difference between Blu-ray and 4K. That's one thing that I still need to get into that I haven't got into. It's like Dolby Atmos and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to, but Jackson Jack CK, I think he only owns like one 35 millimeter. He sold all the rest of them, and I can't remember if it's. I think it's Madman that he still owns, if I'm not mistaken.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like at one point in time or another. I mean, he was getting to the point where it was like he could have been like a major collector, distributor. You know, he could have rented those fucking things out and made a lot of money if he wanted to. Because he was getting a lot of horror films that were really hard to find on 35 millimeter and like for those screenings. We're talking about like Halloween 4, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Right. The screenings the Strand?
Yeah, Poltergeist.
Yeah.
He had Poltergeist. He had a lot of good stuff, man. But he ended up selling all those, I'm pretty sure. Is he still collecting DivX codes? That'd be killer. Yeah, he is.
He needs to update his HD DVD collection. Remember when he got those? And then he got like the set. It's like Doom and like all these movies he got for HD DVD.
Yeah, I remember.
He couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Harry
He actually
Potter
he
stuff.
sold those to somebody finally, I think. He tried to sell them to me. I'm like, buddy, fuck you. What am I gonna do with all this shit? Tried to sell me a damn HD DVD. This is probably one of my favorite 4Ks. The Synapse Suspiria 4K with a good sound setup is insane. Yeah.
Nice.
What 4K players do you guys use? I've got a Sony. I don't know the fucking number or anything. I don't keep up with that shit.
I have the very first Samsung 4K player that came out back from 2014 or 2015. Still going strong. Haven't had any issues with it.
There is a new one I want to get though. I think it's $300. CK sent me a link for it. It's like a region-free Sony 4K / Blu-ray. Like, you know what I mean? Like it plays everything essentially. Like any kind of region as well as 4K. So
how much was it?
$300.
$300.
Yeah.
I figured something somewhere around there.
And it's just a pain in the ass. Like if you're sitting in here, you gotta if you want to watch 4K for me anyway, I gotta watch 4K, and then if I want to watch the special features, if it's a region locked disc, I gotta go put it in a fucking region free player, and like whereas that one you can do whatever. Yeah, I think that's the one, the Sony UBPX 700.
Okay.
Cool. I'll have to get an extra one of those.
Let's see. That's a good question. I don't know. I doubt it. Is PS5 region free?
I don't know. I don't even have one, so I'm not sure.
I don't either. Matt's going to do some research. Hold on.
Because I don't have it either.
That's Sony Uncle Bill PX. That's what I got. That's region locked, apparently. 4K Tier Revival says.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I remember the PS4 was region locked, so yeah, sounds about
Yes,
right.
his is not. It's not region locked for games, but it's region locked for DVDs and Blu-rays. So there you go.
This is an interesting question. Do you guys ever miss recording stuff from TV and onto physical media? We don't have HD recorders to disc. Like VHS tape style kind of shit.
Oh,
I mean, not really, only because everything's so accessible online. Like I can find pretty much anything. And just for the sake of having the physical media, not really. If I said yes, I'd just be being nostalgic. It was fun to do because it seemed like I was getting away with something, putting like 5 movies on one tape. But yeah, I mean, I don't really miss it per se.
The quality of those movies, by the way,
No.
after about a year were hilarious.
Yeah.
If you had like 4 or 5 on something, like,
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, 4K is
no, I
region
wouldn't.
free. Just talking about like Blu-rays on the PS5.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not entirely true anymore, though. Like, not all 4Ks are fucking region free. Apparently, didn't they lock a couple of them?
I had heard that, but I haven't experienced it yet.
Yeah.
Now, I do have quite a few from Germany and a few from France. So, yeah, and I haven't seen any locks on them.
That's cool. Then I'm glad they didn't continue on with that idea. That's Mark's real like background.
Yeah, that's
you
I'm in the basement right now, and yeah, that's all real, man.
Nah, that ain't real. There's no way he'd have Tater Tot Freddy. Mm-hmm.
Tater Tot Freddy.
Billy Bob Thumb Freddy. What are you waiting for? I haven't cut you yet. Mm-hmm. Get some
Fucking
taters.
terrible fucking remake.
Awful dialogue in that fucking shit.
Hated it.
The ending where he pops up and the eyeballs like come out CGI, whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to
that's
walk out of
disgusting.
that. Like,
Did you hear the story about that where
Fucking
Rooney Mara was like almost quit acting like after that movie? Like, I can totally see why.
I mean, she didn't do any acting in the movie, so it's
Yeah. She went all full Kristen Stewart in that fucking movie and just decided to zone out.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the director got butthurt after it. Like, you didn't like my movie.
Yeah, he
Wasn't
got
that
all
Marcus
mad.
Nispel? Wasn't he the one that directed that?
That was
No,
Samuel
no.
Bayer.
Oh, okay.
That he did the Nirvana
Same difference.
Smells Like Teen Spirit music video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bayer aspirin.
Yeah, I mean, she don't need to act anyway. Her husband's doing pretty good. So,
Matt, have you seen anything recently that just absolutely pissed you off?
Movies or news or
Well, I mean, there's a lot of news that pisses me off, but yeah, movies.
so movies that made me mad. Well, I mean, Caligula was a weird ass movie. I can't go into detail. It just it's triple X rated.
Killer.
So that was really bad. And there was another request. There's like a Tubi original. Don't do any Tubi movies, man. Tubi, don't make movies.
I can't
This is
imagine
really
a Tubi
bad.
original. I really can't.
It was a film. It was a film called Hunting Games, and it's like cheap as hell.
Who was
It's
in
like,
that? Eric
most of the
Roberts.
movies, like, no, it's like nobody except Danny Trejo was in like 3 scenes, and then he just shot in the head.
I knew it was
and,
going to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Michael Madsen, Danny Trejo, Eric Roberts.
One of them. It's like a hunter looked at. He did some money. He finds that some guy jumped out of a plane. It's funny. This is how cheap this director made it. The beginning is like you're on a plane. You know how there's a hijacking, and the agent is shooting the bad guy. And the bad guy just opens the door to the plane, and there's no suction. So he opens the door of the plane. He's standing there, calm as
He's
can
just
be.
like, hey.
And he just walks out of the plane. And I thought for a full minute, is the plane in the air? Yeah, because the next scene is he has died on the ground. And that's where the hunter finds him. And the most is like the hunter being chased by 3 guys. And like, hide behind a tree, shoot. Hide behind a tree, shoot. Ex-military that unload a grenade launcher, but they shoot as good as stormtroopers. They can't shoot for squat. And I should have known because the director did another film called The Most Dangerous Game with Casper Van Dien and Judd Nelson, which was another bad movie.
Wait a minute. You just triggered something in me. Like, who released? Because that recently got released. The one with Rutger Hauer.
Surviving the Game.
Surviving the Game. Didn't that just get released by? Was it Screen Factory that did that?
Yeah, I thought it was Shout Factory.
Because I need to pick that up.
Yeah, Shout Factory.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Ice-T, Gary Busey's crazy in that. Rutger Hauer. Yeah, that's a good one. And that's the thing. Like, you can make those kind of movies, not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not especially not Tubi originals. I didn't know they were making movies. I thought they were just a place you watch movies for free. But I guess they get the money now to make their own movies.
They have a ton of originals.
I'll tell you something that's sad too. There was people talking about Eric Roberts, but Eric Roberts was genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met in person. Like, so I don't know. I mean, I know he's struggling in his career, but he's an awesome guy to meet.
No, someone I knew met him, and he asked him if he said, "I just like to work. Well, even if it's just on days, I just like working. I just like being on set." So it's not that he's doing it for quality. Apparently, he just likes to work. He just likes being on set. He likes meeting people. I guess that's kind of like what he likes to do in his free time is work. So,
I mean, he's here.
Yeah, 3 times we mentioned. You were a bad boy, Gary, and apparently
I sure did.
Bad boy.
Get him, Rick. That's the first thing I told him. But your daughter's hot as hell. Figured that go over well with him.
Where did you meet Eric Roberts at?
He was at Scarefest. It was either Scarefest or it might have been Lexington Comic Con. It was one of them conventions in Lexington, probably, probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Was it just a picture, or did you ask him a question, or how did that come about?
Oh no, I was walking by. I was walking by his booth, and he actually came out from around the booth, and he was like talking to my daughter, and he was just. I didn't get a picture from him. I didn't get an autograph or anything like that. We just talked for a while, and he was just talking about the family and stuff.
Nice,
cool dudes on there, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever run into him at any shows?
Never seen him.
I know he does quite a few cons.
I don't know where he lives, but we're never seem to be around him.
Okay.
I'd imagine he lives on the West Coast somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's where he is now.
Yeah, so we'll probably never see him, thankfully.
Yeah, that. Can imagine how that meeting would go. Yeah, probably just more ignoring. Just what else can you say?
Amityville Dong or whatever he's making now.
Yeah, tell him you like his movies.
So lie. You're saying him lie.
It'll make for good conversation, though.
Oh, he lives in San Diego, I guess, or South Dakota. Like, what is
Ooh.
SD? It's one of those
Probably
two.
San Diego.
Yeah.
I guess you guys talked about. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because he's always hanging around Wet Movie. And I know Wet Movie lives in California, so I figure he's around there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I would say you probably talked about this before, but did either of you see that Night Swim movie? Since that was a new horror film, Night
No.
Swim.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured neither did I. So there you go.
What
haunted
is
swimming pool?
What is like the next big horror release this year? I mean, I would
The
consider...
Omen prequel.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
The Omen, which I thought the first Omen was the Omen prequel, but apparently there's another. The Inception of the Omen.
Oh yeah. There's always more
without
story.
the condom.
And then
The Omen is the beginning of Look Who's Talking, but they look like 666s.
Demon
to that
sperm.
song.
here it is. The first Omen opens in theaters April 5th. Oh God. Can't wait. And then there's that new Steamboat Willie fucking.
Oh yeah.
See that?
Did you guys talk the Mickey Mouse stuff? Did you guys mention that?
We mentioned it in passing, like not long ago, because like we knew.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about that
Steamboat
copyright was
Willie.
coming up. Yeah. And then it wasn't like maybe a month later after that copyright went up that somebody had a movie already.
2 movies. There's 2 movies now.
Great.
Yeah. There's one on a boat, and then this other one.
That's right. That's the one I'm probably looking forward to the most, even though Mia Goth is insane, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, did anybody really think Mia Goth was like normal considering the roles and shit she takes? Like you kind of expected her to be crazy. So there's that. There's Megan 2.0, which is what Rambo's looking forward to the most. I know.
Oh, God.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Mark will go see it together.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, going back to the Mickey Mouse thing, like this is not going to be like the new fad. Just whatever public domain, let's just make a cheap knockoff.
Yep.
Well, if you don't do that, why can't you at least put a little bit of wit to it or cleverness? Like Willy's Wonderland. I keep going back to that because that kind of knew how to make that silly idea fun.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to be so lazy? Is one. Yeah, I mean, I get it. A lot of movies are cash grabs. Just don't be so lazy. But what do I know?
Yeah, I feel like they don't really put any kind of effort into them. That it seems to be the case. Like that's just kind of a cash in for sure on the copyright title. I did try to watch this McHorror and like I like crazy shit, and it was like overly crazy even for me. Like it was maybe just a little bit too goofy on the.
I've never heard of it.
You've never seen or heard of it? It's on Shudder. No.
Oh no, Shudder.
It's got a pretty funny concept that unfortunately like seems to get old pretty quick. To me anyway. Like the concept is like this guy, he's like super into prog rock and he's trying to make like the ultimate prog rock album. And he lives next to all these neighbors that are assholes, like one in particular, like, and he's trying to make this music and stuff. And they keep like turning like their music's up too loud or they're banging on the walls and shit. So like one by one, like some accident happens and he ends up killing like all of his neighbors, but they come back to life as zombies, whatever you want to call them. Like it's just very, very odd. Mia Goth is
Yeah, I
married
guess
to Shia. I forgot about that.
I guess the other one is like that a killer teddy bear movie, Imaginary. Which that's a real thing. Don't ask me why.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I wonder why. And Alien Romulus, August 2024.
No. Stop making them fucking alien movies, Lord.
There's a Prey 2 as well coming out.
Prey
It probably will, Matt. Like, to be honest. I don't think it'll matter to us though, because I mean, the people that want to see that movie will still see it.
Oh wait, Mark, your favorite movie is coming out, the Crow reboot.
Oh,
that's this year. Your favorite
fucking Bill Skarsgård.
Oh yeah.
Your favorite
that fucking guy.
Wait, which one is Bill Skarsgård? Is that the fucking
Pennywise?
Oh, okay.
The new Pennywise. Who's in Barbarian as well.
They're basically the same person to me, those two.
Oh yeah, Abigail. That looks okay. Somebody in the chat just mentioned that.
Yeah. Man.
And people keep asking me, I have no opinion on it. There's that YouTuber Chris Dupton come out with his horror movie, Shelby Oaks. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I know nothing about it. I have no comment. I don't care.
Yeah, I know he was trying to make a movie or something. I don't think anybody at this point really gives a shit. Oh, one thing I did want to mention on here, I forgot to mention too, because I'm a huge Argento mark. February the 2nd, Shudder has a new Argento documentary called Panico that'll be debuting on there. So that'll be cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I will check that out.
At least Shudder's doing something. God damn, I get tired of all this nonsense they put on there. I mean, I feel like Shudder's trying, but
yeah,
it's rough. It's rough stuff.
You gotta watch some Screambox.
Yeah,
it'll make you appreciate Shudder a lot more.
I guarantee that's true.
So is it on the 18th you guys are doing a Shining retrospective? Is that something?
So it's a Patreon request. I think Carter requested that we do like a overall Shining retrospective. I guess that includes
just on
miniseries as well as the movie.
Okay.
That's my thoughts about
so
it. Anyway. I definitely want to talk
about those
both.
two, or is Dr. Sleep going to be talked about too?
Dr. Sleep. Could definitely talk about that one because I actually think that's one of the best modern horror films.
That could be a new show for you guys overall, just like all the King stuff up to this point. I mean, there's like 4 Carrie movies, maybe. Talk about each one of those. I don't know if you'd want to, but
talk about the Rage Carrie too.
Yeah, you could.
Isn't it amazing how many times they've remade like just Stephen King movies? Like think about just like you talk about the Carrie films, Salem's Lot, you know, like
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery, The Shining. They keep remaking these movies over and over again.
The Stands. There's that new Stand that came out,
and that one sucked ass. Like that really made me appreciate Mick Garris like a lot more. I tried to watch that.
I didn't see that one.
I got about 2 episodes in. I'm like, I'm not going to sit through this shit.
And when is your Vigilante one? You doing Death Wish?
I think we finally kind of decided. I hope this is all right, Mark.
I was waiting in anticipation.
I was trying to figure out like a day and a time, and like everybody was like had some issue with every time and day and everything. So I think it'll be Sunday, like this Sunday, because I think Radkins is gonna be able to make it at that time.
Cool.
So Sunday at 10, I think, is the
Okay.
or I said 9, but I'm gonna try to push it back to 10 just so he can have time to get home.
Okay.
So that's when the first Exploitation. I don't think that's going to be a long show. I can imagine about an hour and a half, because it's basically reviewing 3 movies. So,
Yeah.
But we're at
So it's
over 2 hours.
So it's
Go ahead.
So it's Vigilante, Death Wish, and what was the third you guys
Death
are talking
Sentence,
about?
which is Death Sentence, the Kevin Bacon, which is hard to find, by the way. I don't think it's ever been released on anything like other than DVD.
No,
Which is weird because isn't it a James Wan movie? You would think
it is.
at
I would rather
least-
they had put that out over Dead Silence, Scream
Yeah.
Factory.
You think it's
That
based
needed
on
a
the
4K.
name.
Yeah. And who's in it? I mean, it's fucking Kevin Bacon. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's a really hard movie to track down. Thankfully, I have it on DVD.
Yeah, that's what I have. I still have my DVD.
Okay.
It's on Blu-ray in multiple countries. One of them is not the United States.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
oh well, I was going to mention that he just put that it's not the unrated cut. That's why I don't have it. I want unrated.
Christine's being remade. That makes sense.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wow. I mean, we got
Firestar got remade.
right.
Firestar.
Yeah. That
Shit,
masterpiece.
Nah, David, I like Dune. There you go.
Oh my
Dune
god.
is a weird movie.
I like some of his stuff.
I like a lot of his stuff, honestly. Like some of it's a little too fucking nuts, but so anyway, we're way far over in the road here.
Yeah.
Matt,
Mhm.
what do you got going on? Like any shows lined up? I know you're going to be reviewing everything that was ever put out by every studio, but eventually.
Yeah, sooner or later. Yeah, just gonna be continuing the requests, get them fulfilled as soon as I can. Not sure what will be planned since, like everybody else, we're getting ready for this ice storm, and I'm always paranoid because Texas apparently don't know how to handle this thing called weather, especially if it's cold weather. So whatever that happens, they just freak out. Yeah, actually, tomorrow I'll just be doing a stream. I'm gonna have Mark on. I'm just gonna rip every one of these to make them
so killer.
freak out.
Just listen, just have a stream where you rip up every slipcover you got in front of Mark and invite Garrett on too.
After that, we'll see. Nothing planned as of yet, but thank you for having me. Sorry that I was late, but glad to have joined. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Oh yeah.
So, Mark, what are you doing?
I've got at least 3 things in the pipeline. One of them is going to be on the Death Wish box set. And I think I showed you guys that last year sometime, but I never had any plans to do a video on it. But just
showed me because I wanted to kill your ass and take it from you.
Just because we're going to talk about it, I figured I'd do a video on it. Let me see. I think it's over here. It's buried under like 20 million Blu-rays.
This is pretty badass.
Wait, did you ever get that Bloodsport 4K?
Me or UB?
UB.
Yes.
The
yeah.
Bloodsport? Oh, okay.
I got the media book one. Yep.
I just remember it just popped in my head.
Yeah, and I watched it. It's about a week ago. Actually, it's not been that long since I got it because I had to get it off Orbit. And like people said, it's amazing. I mean, the picture quality on everything is amazing.
Nice.
That might be, I don't know, man. That might be my top 3 action films of all time.
It's a
I don't
good
know
choice.
if you broke those, you'd have to break them down, right? Like between like kung fu style films, action films, and like action films, like First Blood or something like that. Like
Right.
anyway,
So top 3 like martial arts.
yeah, martial arts type films.
Well, you say that's your favorite?
Sorry. I'd say it'd be my top 3 of like martial arts films would be Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Look at this
There you
fucking
go.
thing.
Looks like the Lethal Weapon font. I don't know why it made me think that. How much was that?
The knob. It's so leather on the outside, like most of these sets. Wood panels on the sides. I don't even remember. I'd have to go back in my email and check to see the price. And then I cannot open it up on stream this way because there's a ton of stuff in there that's just gonna fall out. But oh yeah, this was the most killer thing in here. Hold on. I showed you guys this. This little tiny pack of bullets that they give you. Yeah, it's really cool. And there's a bunch of other stuff in here, but yeah, I will probably put this up the same day we do the stream on was it Vigilante Indecence. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I for sure I thought you were gonna pull out like a Charles Bronson action figure.
I thought you were gonna pull out a gun, like a fucking real like 45 came with it or something.
I actually, you know what? I
Big
think
killer.
hold on. I think there is something like that in the set. Hold on, let me see.
They shipped him a 38 snub nose in there with it.
I think there is. I haven't opened this in a while. Let me see. It would make sense. I mean, they sent you a pack of bullets, so you should have the gun.
You supposed to kill the Diggler.
No, it's like a cutout of a gun, and then like the cover of the set has a gun, so it's not like a physical like. But that would have been cool. I mean, but the pack of bullets. I mean,
that's
just cool. Yeah.
45 long slide with the laser sighting.
Yeah. So yeah, a video on that. And the Lay to Rest set, and what was the other one? There was some, I can't even remember what else it was. So at least 3 videos this week. And maybe a live stream on my channel next week or the week after next, one of the two. So we will see.
That's awesome. These comments are still killing me. I don't know who the hell some of these people are, but these are great. I can't even put this one up because of the name, but look at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing. Let me kind of read back up to this. So next Sunday at 10 o'clock, we're gonna be doing Exploitation, which is like all exploitation films. This one is kind of the Vigilante series where we'll talk about Death Sentence being like the prototype for these kind of movies. Vigilante, which is an amazing kind of, I don't want to say it's a ripoff of Death Wish, but it's very similar to a lot of movies that were being made at that time, but probably one of the better ones. And Death Sentence, which was like a modern take on it that didn't really take off, unfortunately.
It was the Death Wish sequel, but in book form.
Yeah. Great movie too, but just didn't work. It worked, but it didn't do anything in the box office.
It was me and like 2 other people in the theater when I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, Evil Abe. We will be doing another Tragedies in Tinseltown soon. And there's more to come on that as well. The Uzi 9mm phase plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. But yeah, it's been awesome,
this
guys.
Thursday you have The Shining. And this Thursday you have The Shining.
Yeah, Thursday's a Shining retrospective. I don't want to forget about that because I will forget about all these upcoming events every single time.
And I guess on the 27th you're doing the Royal Rumble afterward, or is someone else? Or
so at some point in this, I think it's the 20th, Garrett has a 5,000 subscriber show, and there's going to be a shit ton of people that are going to be on that, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be on that. And which, by the way, he's almost got 6,000 subscribers. By the time he did like a 5,000 subscriber show, he's almost up to 6,000 subscribers. So that's pretty killer. So he should basically just do a 6,000 subscriber special now by the time he gets to the 20th. And then, like you said, yeah, the Royal Rumble, we're going to do like, I think they're wanting to do like a WrestleManiacs type of deal for that as well. So there's lots of shit coming up.
Cool.
But yeah. Until then, guys, it's been great having you guys on here. I thank you for coming by. And whenever I have an hour's notice, and I'll just fucking contact a bunch of people, pray. That's what I do. We'll probably have another show again. But yeah, everybody in the chat, I appreciate everybody being in here. I appreciate like everybody that watches the show. If you don't know, go over to Deadpit on patreon.com, sign up for that. Go over to shop.deadpit.com, go over to deadpit.com. Go over to fucking Twitter and Twatter and TikTok and Snapchat.
X.
I can't even take X seriously, but yeah, go to that too. Elon Musk will be on there editing your comments. But I'm Uncle Bill, and we will see y'all later, man.
Later.
Give us the thumbs up.
Up you butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification. Right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Deadpit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.